We'll continue our Shiurim on Otzrot Chaim. We are now in Shaar Arich. We're starting a new pereck Aleph. That is in the old, the original edition. That's Daf Chaf Aleph.
Chaf Beis Aleph.
Chaf Beis. Chaf Beis Amad Aleph. Tur Beis.
At the bottom.
Tur Beis at the bottom. And in Rav Frish's edition, it's Daf Shin Yutes. Okay, it's very small. It's very small. It's very small in Kamos here in Otzrot Chaim. No, but you have to understand. What we're doing here in Otzrot Chaim is only a very, very concise summary of Kabbalah, the Kisvei Arizal. Now in Etz Chaim, in just Shaar Arich, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there must be at least 15 or 16 proficient. Just to show you the difference, here it's only one pereck. So in one way it's good, you sort of get an over general view of what's doing. Mitzad Acher, there's a lot of information missing here. Yeah, there's a lot of information missing here, and chaval, but Mitzad Acher, it's hard to get. No, the chokhmah of chokhmah Kabbalah is to get the overview. I'm very, very stark on that, because as we see over here, the Arizal throws in the next Shaar Abba, he throws the book at you. He throws all the partzuf in one go. The halabosha, it gets a little labodik. So it's good to go over it and just hear the verses, get used to the lashonos, and then go into it more barichas. So must be pointed out. So this is it's not an end and all. That's a point. It's just a starter, and then it's Hashem that everybody should ma'ayin a bit deeper into the Shaar. So let's start. Shaar Arich pereck Aleph. Neva ata tikun Arich. Asher nitkon acher tikun atik. The atik. Okay, so let's start again. Neva ata tikun Arich asher nitkon acher tikun atik. הנה נסבר לאל שנעשה בחינס חוכמה דמה, שהם בחינס נקודוס דמה, ומין 5 ספירוס אחרוינס דקטה דבן, והוא כולל דחה ונוקבה שהם מהו בן, בימין ובשמאלה, כנזכר. So let's just remind ourselves what we saw in Shaar Atik. In Shaar Atik we find that after the whole Shvira, we're going through a process called Tikkun over here. Now, in Tikkun means a collaboration of both koiches of Ducha and Nukva, male and female, come together. And that's the only way, Ach Barak, to make a Tikkun, is to have both koiches together in the Partzufim. That in Kabbalah language is called Ma, that's the male Ducha, and on the Nukva side it's called Ben. Very simple. Or rather, you can call it right or left, but you can call it Ducha is on the right and Nukva is on the left. It's known mostly as the right hand side is the Chasodim side, and the left hand side is called the Gvos. So you caught all those names, right? Right hand side is called Ma. Right hand side is called Ducha. Right hand is called Chasodim. All the same thing. Left hand is called Nukva, Ben, and Gvos. All on the left hand side. Remember that. It just comes over and over and over again. Right? And then we know that now these small spheres that broke they went back into Atzilus, and now in order to complete the process of Tikkun, they need to make what's called the Partzufim. The Partzufim will take a little bit of the Ma side, a little of the Ducha side, and a little bit of the Nukva side, a little of the Ben side. Together they made Partzufim, as we saw. And we made various charts. So let's start with the chart of the chart of the map. Let's start with the chart of the map. We'll see over there what Atik took to make a part. So just to remind ourselves, we're going quickly through this, as we saw this before. So where's the ma? Here we go. So we're talking about Atik. Atik is in pink. So here we go. We have Atik. Atik over here is in pink. So what did Atik take? Atik took Keser of Ma. This is the Ma chart. So over here we find the Eser Spheres, Kesser, Chochma, Bina, Da'at, all this, all the spheres. So what he took along, he took all the Kesser, he took the Chochma, the Kesser, the Bina, the Kesser, all the Eser Spheres of Kesser for himself. It's Atik. Right, and let's just flip to the Ben chart. That was on the Zohar chart. Now look for chart. Let's go again. So he's pink, right? So what did he take now on the Ben chart? The Ben he took half of the Kesser. He took 3 of the Chochma. He took 4 of the Bina, and he took the Zayin Kesorim of the Zun. Zun meaning from Chesed to Malchus. Okay, that's clear? We're working with now what's called an Arich. And Arich, we'll see, made a little bit different combination. So Arich took what part of Ma? Arich took all the Chochma of Ma. Took all the Chochma. What did he take on the side of Ben? So Arich took only the 5 Tachtonim of Kesser. That's all he took. So those two put together will make the entire Partzuf called Arich. And I hope that was clear. Okay. That's that for that. That's what he's referring to over here. Let's see that again. V'nevai ata tikun Arich asher nitkanach tikun Atik. V'hine nizbar le'er shenasa b'b'chinas Chochma dema. That's what we saw beforehand. Chochma dema. So you see that on the chart. This is Chochma of Ma. This is the mantra. He took all the Chochmas, all the Eser spheres of Chochma. That's one thing. Shehem b'chinas nekudus de ben. Min chamisha spheres the achrons the keter the ben. And these are the 5 spheres of keter the ben. This is the ben chart. Who call it Docha v'Nukva? Shehem Ma'u Ben. Docha v'Nukva also means Ma'u Ben. B'Yamino is small, also means right and left. Like I told you, can iskaleh. Okay, that's straightforward. V'hine. Hu malbish le'atik ba'ofen zeh. Now, we have to understand there's a whole Torah called Halbosha. Now, traditionally we saw that the Arizal told us the way that one partzuf is malbish on another partzuf is through the nahi of the partzuf. That means the tachton partzuf. This is the partzuf, let's say, which is Elyon. The partzuf of tachton will be malbish, the netzach hod yesod of the higher partzuf, like this. One would be on the other one, so on and so forth. All of them would be on the nahi, and it grows from there. Okay.
It doesn't grow up.
No.
It only stays attached.
It stays. Eventually, it will grow, and this will grow. Them so relatively, it doesn't really move because it does move, but all the other parts of also move. But it always can't get more than the. It can't grow. It can't outgrow the parents. That's the parents that came out from this. We'll see now that Arich, the Habosh, is not like this. The Arich, when he's malbish Atik, Arich, which is the one just below, is going to be malbishit on the Zayin Tachtonim of Atik. That means the 3 first spheres, Keser, Chochma, Bina, will be sticking out. That means like this. Instead of having a picture like this, you have Arich all going all the way up to here. Therefore, the Keser, Chochma, Bina will be sticking out, and everything will be mechused. Okay, that's what he's going to be saying now. V'hine. הוא מלביש לעתיק באופן זה, כי הנה 3 הראשונות לעתיק אי אפשר להתלבשו. אי אפשר, because it's much too powerful to be מלביש the כסר חוכמה בינה. וגם אי אפשר להעריך לקבל אורם. So there's 2 reasons given here. Reason why the Arich cannot be malbish the entire partzuf of Atik. First of all, because it's too powerful. Atik is much too powerful. And second of all, even if it wasn't so powerful, but nevertheless, the Arich cannot mikabel the all. L'chein nish'arim migulim. V'em omdim b'bechinas makif le'arich. Okay, is that clear? that the Paltuf of Arich is Malbish the Zayin Tachtonim of Arich. Now you have to understand one thing though.
So how does that explain why it is?
What?
You just said this is an explanation of
It
why
explains why it doesn't, the Arich is not Malbish the entire Atik. Why? Because the first three spheres of Atik are much too powerful for Arich. So therefore it cannot be Malbish it. It would just shatter it if it tries. So if it stays away from it, it can't, for example, we cannot mekarev ourselves to the sun too close, if not we'll be burned to a singe. Right? The same over there, that the Arich cannot get too close to Atik.
You put that into the words Arich lekabel orim.
Yeah.
Is that why you're saying that?
Yeah. Ki hine shlosha or the Atik, efshali labishu, because it's too strong. And he says as well, because it's too weak. Arich is too weak. Two sides of the same coin. Now, what I want to mention to you, there's another kitzvah Arizal called Mevor Sha'arim. Mevor Sha'arim is what we call Basra the Basra. This is what we're learning here is Otzrot Chaim, which is Medura Tanina. The later edition, which is has Zmilas, but also it's ongoing that we learn Otzrot Chaim because it's more makif the whole sugyas of Otzrot Chaim. But nevertheless, in Mevor Sha'arim, which like I said is Batra the Batra, there it's interesting that we find 4 different shmuas in the Halbosha Arich and Atik. So it's not straightforward what the Rav is saying over here, because this is one oifan. But by Edzim there's another 3 different oifanim, but we're not going to really go into because we're just doing this Bekitza. The Leshem and Klolim, Klal Tetvov Anav Zayin, Ois Dalet says Elu. There's no stira between them at all. And he gives a pshatim which is miyached all of them.
What's the problem?
What's the problem? Well, either it's Malbish el Zohar, or it's Malbish el Zohar.
Aliyah Solomos.
Huh?
You always have Aliyah Solomos. I mean, Shabbos is different, Yom Tov is different, Kippur is different.
Yeah, but as I explained to David, every Aliyah has an Aliyah which is above it as well. There's also a thing that Zun will be higher or the same size as Above Imam.
No, not the same size, but...
So it always goes in proportion. That means the Paltu will never leave the Nayi. When this goes up, that goes up. It always goes up it always goes up in the same type of level.
No, what do you mean?
I think I know what I mean. But,
no, I don't know what do you mean. When you get to...
We never see a change in the Halbosha. We find them going up. But by the way, what were you talking about on Shabbos and Yom Tov? That's something completely different. That's the avoided klapenu. The avoided klapenu, what we're working on. Now, Zah, for example, is split into 3 parts of Bina Chochma, and Keter. The Vak is Mitzuken. So on the weekday, we're working with the lowest part, which is the Bina part. Mm-hmm. On Shabbat, on Shabbos, we're working on Chochma. There's no growth in the parts of. There's no change in the halbosha klape another parts of. It's just that we're working on a different chelik of the parts of. We're misakening bina during the weekday, and then on Shabbos we're misakening a higher parts of. But we're talking about here a different thing. We're talking about the halbosha. The halbosha never changes; it's always in a nai. But there, the Ram tells us sometimes we find Arich Azoy, sometimes we find Arich, sometimes we find he changes the picture on us 4 different times. Yeah. 4 different shmuas, and what is the halbosha of Arich on Atik.
And what is the Elu Velu of the Leshem?
As I said, we're not going to go into I'm just giving the Ma'amah Koim. This is going to take a long time. We're trying to finish off this Bekitzer. It's called Klal Tezvav Anav Zayin Ois Dalit. And since there's no stira, there's also an Eifa Shloima, which is really, really marich, as you can see over here. It's really, really, really Shalokeh Darko, Mamish. Like a page and a half or so, and there's also a Shem and Sauce. So they speak about this 4-way stira. Anyways,
they don't say the same thing.
They say different things, but it's not. If you want, we can go into it, but it's going to take us at least 4 or 5 weeks to get it clear. Yeah, now, weiter. Zayin tachtoines de Atik hem levodim mitzlavishim be'arich. Okay, as this the picture we're given over here, the Arizal is telling us that the Atik has halbosh of Arich. Arich is malbish Atik on the Zayin tachtoines. So therefore, you only have the 3 sticking out. Ki באופן זה כי Kabbalah וכסר חוכמה בינה דארים מלבישים lechaga de'atik. It's like this. Now, he's explaining to the Habosha. So therefore, since the Keter Chochma Bina of Atik, there's no Habosha, we have to start with Chesed Gvur Tiferet. I drew a picture over here.
Mine is better.
Why? Of course it is better. This is more simpler. I just take the simple pattern. Everything in black is black.
Written in black.
Written in black is right. It's quite simple. Is Atik. The writing in red is Arich. Okay. Very simple. No, you don't think it's simple? The Keter Chochma Bina, there's no Habosha. When you come to Chesed Gvur Tiferet, then you find there's writing in red, meaning there's the Habosha. Arich is malbish that particular sphere. So on Chesed, the Keser of Arich is there. Malbish on top. Mamish on top. So you can't see this Chesed. It's covered over. Over here by Gvura, Chochma is malbish the Gvura. You won't see the Gvura. You only see on the outside. If you look at the parts on the outside, you only see Chochma.
Is it Betafka Chochma Gvura?
This is Dafka, yes. Now, Bina of Arich is malbish Tiferet. Okay? And then also we find Ches is malbish the Netzach, the Gvur is malbish the Hod, the Tiferet is malbish the Yesod, and so on and so forth, as you see in this picture. Okay? Quite straightforward. What's the problem with this picture? A major problem. Because this is not really in the order of spheres that we know. Because we know in the Tikkun that there's 3 kavim. One on the right, one on the left, and one in the middle. Now the difference between the Tikkun and the Torah, we said this many times, repeating that in the Tikkun, let's start with the Torah. In the Torah, all the spheres are one on top of the other. There was no particular order. Meaning they weren't kavim, they were one on top of the other. Keser, Chochma, Bina, in that order, but they weren't working with each other. In the Tikkun, rather, they were all working in triads, 3 triads. Chochma, Bina, Keter, Chochma, Bina, and then you had Chesed, Gvur, Tiferet, and then Nitzach, Hod, Yesod. They were working in 3 triads. And you had the right hand side, which meant Chasadim. Left hand side meant you had Dinim, and then on the middle side you had Rachamim. What's very strange in this picture is that you have Chochma on the wrong side of the scale. Chochma, which is usually found on the Chesed side, is on the Gvur side, and Bina, which is usually found on the Gvur side, is now found in the middle. And Keser, which is usually found in the middle, is found to the left-hand side, to the right-hand side, which is Chesed, which is very strange. Keser is usually middle. Bina is usually on the left-hand side. And Chochma is usually on the right-hand side. They're completely mixed up here. So what's going on? So the Mafashim speak about this. And they're very disturbed. There's also many different pshatim about this, which Hashem hopefully will go into. But that needs to be pointed out. This Shelo Mamish Shelo Kederech Halbosha. First of all, it's usually on the Nahi, which has to be understood. And second of all, the first 3, which is Keter Chochma Bina, are on Shelo Kesidran. Shelo Kesidran. Now, so like I said, the Mefarshim do speak about this. This is Beis Lechem Yehuda, the Eshel, the Yafeshah. Other Mefarshim Taka are very, very disturbing. They give long terutzim. To Hashem, hopefully, if we have time, we'll go into it. Let's continue. V'asher atachton is the Arich malbishim lenai the atik yomi. Okay, and the last 3 are going to be on the nai the atik. Ba'ofen zeh ki hine tlata perekim yesh benetzach the atik. So again, in this picture, we'll find that the netzach of atik is split into 3. So here we go. Netzach, netzach, netzach. We'll find the same thing on Hod. Hod, the atik, Hod, the atik, Hod, the atik. The first 3 are much stronger, and therefore they're all one sphere. They don't split into 3. Dainu. The Arich is much stronger, therefore it doesn't need to be split into three. Mashenka, the lower spheres need to be split into three. They don't get a sphere b'fnei atzmo. For example, Chesed doesn't get a sphere of Netzach in Ganzit, but rather it gets only a third of Netzach. And Netzach will get only a third of Netzach, which is pereck Emtsoi. And then the pereck Tachton gets nothing. See the way it's split up over here. So the Gvura will be under here, and the Hod will be under here. Now you'll notice over here that there's no Halbosh over here, the last two. The last two of Arich, which is Netzach and Hod, there's no Halbosh whatsoever. Because they ran out of spheres. And it was done especially because these two spheres, Netzach and Hod, are actually going to dip into the world of Bria. Dip into the world of Bria. Dahainu, all of this, if you look on the side over here, all of this, all of Arich, which is Malbish, Atik, is in the world of Etzilus. That's where Tikkun happens. That's where Elokus is. Where there's chaos, where there's Misa, where the Zayin Balochim fell and broke, they all fell into the world called Bria. And that's what we find, interesting enough, we find that the Atik, which is the heiligest, which is the highest and the holiest of the Partzufim, their two legs, the Netzach and the Hod, actually go dipping into Bria.
I don't understand now. Because all of these Partzufim, Atik, Arich, Abo, Imo, and Zev and Nuk, they are Partzufim of Atzilus.
Yeah.
So if you go this way and you Malbish, so Imo and Zeir and Pin won't be Bichlal in Atzilus, will be only in Bria.
It's not true. It's not true at all. Because the Halbosha of Abba Ve'imo is actually on top of this picture.
You told me it's on the Ne'iyam.
Yeah, that's the general tzur. But we'll see. Actually, Migoran at a chazah here on this picture. We'll see. We'll have a problem with the Zah, but right now there's no problems. Okay, so we find that very interesting. Again, another interesting point about this Arich, because Arich's legs now, the two legs next to the hole, we're going dipping into Bria, the world of Bria.
By definition, though, if it's been Malbish starting on the lower level, unless it's thinner, as it were, then by definition it has to hang down.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't hang down. It's completely on the knife.
Oh, it's like a narrow band.
Ah.
What do we know about
all of it is kilu.
In order to be, instead of being 6 inches going into the bottom 2 inches, and therefore the bottom 4 inches are below, this is 2 inches, and therefore it sits there. But happens to have a bit hanging down.
Yes. There's nothing hanging down.
Yeah.
It's completely in the area which we call knife. Like you just said.
So in that case, why is the legs hanging down then?
Why is it hanging out? That's a very good question. We're going to have a few reasons why they're hanging out.
And none of them goes below this Netzach the Arich. That's what you mean, yeah? They're all. If you got Atik, Inachinami Arich goes a bit down, but Za and they're all at the same level of the. That's what you mean?
Yeah. Well, it's not 100%.
Yeah.
Not 100%. We'll see. We're getting there. Let's just work with one pass at a time. Now, okay. So that we need to point out. Let's see that paragraph again. The Sheva Tachton the Arich Malbishim Lenai the Atik Yomi often said. Kihine Tlat the Perekim Yesh Benetzach. So we saw this Netzach, split into 3 parts now. Now Shnei Pchokim Rishonim Mitlabishim B'tor Chesed. Netzach the Arich. So and
Chesed Chaim is Chesed Netzach.
Yeah, Chesed Netzach.
No, it's very special. This Netzach is cut into 3 Chalokim. Netzach the Atik, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see the picture again. See. Look on this side of here. So you have Netzach. Remember, the black is Atik. So Netzach is split into 3 parts: pereck Elyon, pereck Emtsoi, pereck Tachton. Now, Arich, which is Malbish in red, his chesed will be on top of the Netzach Elyon. And then you have the pereck over here, pereck Emtsoi. So the Netzach of Arich will be Malbish, the Netzach, pereck Emtsoi. Same thing on the other side, as well on the Hod. Okay? The only where Arich will stop is over here, right? But so but the last part of Netzach has no alboshen.
The last part of
Netzach and Hod, if you start looking at your notes, look at my
third part
notes.
of Netzach and the third part of
That's the Bria bit.
That's where it goes into play, that's right. That's where it goes into play. Okay, that's what he says over here. Chesed v'netzach, the Arich, we're going to be on the two chalokim, the two highest chalokim of Netzach. V'chen shnei pchokim rishonim, the Hod, the Atik, mitlabish mitoch, gvua, Hod, the Arich. Gvua and Hod, say it again, Gvua and Hod, here's Gvua and Hod, which is malbish, the two higher pchokim, and nothing is malbish on the Hod. Nisha, pereck achron, the Netzach, pereck achron, the Hod, מגולים בלתי התלבשות ואלו נשאר למטה בבריאה תחת אצילוס. Now what's the reason why? Why did they go in? כדי להאיר בעולם הבריאה. In order to lighten up the world of Bria. Now what's in the world of Bria? The Zayin Malachim. The Zayin Malachim shemesu, they need Q. We know that the Rafach all went down to give them Q.
He doesn't know. I know, but he doesn't.
Rafa, we spoke about the Rafa.
I know Rafach.
Yeah, of course. The Kalim broke.
So,
The Kalim, the Zayin, the Esser spheres, the Zayin spheres, which represent Za and Nok, broke, and they went into the world of Bri, Yetzi, Asir. Now, went down with them is a little part of the Or, which is called the Rafa, which is 288 Nitzutzos. Holy sparks went down into Bria to keep them alive. Now, as well, we're seeing that the Netzach and Hod, the Arich, also dipped into Bria to keep them alive as well.
the Atik. Netzach and
Arich. Sorry, you're right. Atik. I'm sorry. Slicha. That's right. Arich stopped the Albosha by the pereck Emtsoi of Netzach and Hod, and Arich's two legs went down into Bria. Correct.
You learned this way.
Yeah.
I thought the pshat was that the third shlish of Netzach and Hod, the Atik, was meir straight away into Bria.
That's what I said.
You just
I said that pereck Tachton
of
Netzach.
Atik.
Yeah, of Atik. This is the black part is Atik.
Is
Goes into Bria.
meir.
Now, the Kerem Shlom and Ois Aleph is Masbir like that the world of Bria is considered to be Keneged the Shem Ben. But before that, maybe we'll read the next paragraph in order to make it more thing. Okay, now you can have a cash over here. You can ask me that at the end of the day, in Shaar Berudim that we did together, we saw that there was a tikkun, right? We saw that all the oilers went up into Atzilus. From the bottom of Atzilus, they went up to Atzilus, and all the Shivra Kelim actually all came back up into Atzilus, and that's where we're seeing over here that they're going into the Kelim. And now all the Parzufim are taking place. So why is it that the Atik is going into Bria to Mechai the Melochim when the Melochim L'chor went back up?
It's not Tikkun, no?
No, we're talking about the Tikkun here. We're talking about the formation of the Parzufim is after the Shvira. Because the Shvira is the Malchios the Ben. Malchus the Ben.
Before the Tikkun.
Well, this is Be'emtza Tikkun, but Be'etzem, one part of the Tikkun was is that they first have to go up.
Yeah.
Right? Kesser has to go back up. All the parts, all the spheres have to go back in the world of Atzilus. And then the part of the Tikkun is that they turn from a sphere into a Parzuf. But if the sphere is from a sphere into a Parzuf, so Kesser, sphere of Kesser will now become Atik, and Chochma will turn into the Parzuf of Abba, and Bina will turn into the Parzuf of Bina, of Ima, and that's where it happens. So if we're talking about Parzufim, obviously we're stage after the Shvira, we're stage after when it's gone up.
Yeah, Atik and Arich, But Za will be created by.
I know, but now we're talking about Atik here. We're talking about Atik, Arich.
Yeah.
But everybody,
now got only two parts of him.
no, but everything came back up. We saw the Burim, everything came back in one go. And all the Oiris and all the Kelim were in the Bina, in the parts of Bina. So the answer to this is that the truth of that is.
So what was the question?
The question is, if we're saying over here that the Atik goes down into Bia.
A bit of it.
A bit of it, right? Next, why? In order to mechaya the Melochim that died. They're there. But the problem is, they all came out already. There's nothing left. Right? They're all in Bina, up in the Atzilus. So if everybody left, what's the point of going down? Teretz is, and this is very nogea to the Kavanis as well, is that we are still left with a job to do. Meaning that the Eibishter and Echanami, as we saw in the Shaar Burudim, and it's very important to understand this, that he did the tikkun for us. All the aliyah of all these Zayin Melochim Shemesu, they were lifted up into Atzilus. But which part of them? Only the Vak. Only the bottom part of them. Only the Zayin Melochim. Only the Vak of that Zayin Melochim, which has Machri the Ben. But the Gar Shabo was left there. The Gar, the Gimel Rishonis, the top part was left. And everything that we saw in Shaar Burudim looked like everything came out. Not true. Only the Vak came out. 70% came out, 30% stayed. The 30 top percent stayed down. And that's what we do for the next 6,000 years, is just work on the Gar of these Zayin Melochim. So that's why these Partufim is still going down. Because everything's finished. Teretz says, no, because you still have 30% of the Birurim still need to be done. And they need to be done and to be kept alive. That's why the Partufim go down. Right. Now, let's continue. Eluhem.
I mean, okay. I'd be sorry, it should be the other way around. Because the top 30% should be the ones who've gone up. On the bottom 70% should be saying down.
No, it's easy to be taken as small than a big.
No, I think the answer is that
they're clever though.
Is that you have to. They have to make the Eibishter cannot put this in the world and make us do and make the world from Yesh Me'ayin. If we were to come along and fix the Zayin Melochim, you wouldn't see anything in this world. There would be nothing. Zero. Tohu v'ohu. All of them would be in a world of Tohu v'ohu, and we have to make the ganze Welt look the way it is, and then to go weiter. But rather, you're born into this world, and Baruch Hashem, everything's going, everything's fine, everything the world is turning, and everything, the cities are built, and the towns, and everything is there, and you just fall in here, and all you have to do and avoid is Hashem. Called 30%. This is those. And trust me, it's hard enough. The Luyut, that's the Amistic answer. Because Luyut, so we'd have to do the Vak, meaning starting from 0 till 70, it would have been way, way too hard for us. Well, the Eibishter made the playing field for us, put us in a world which is Mamash Kamat Mesukah, put us into the Gan Eden, and all we have to do is not eat from the Eight Adans, and we failed.
No,
that little one.
He asked him something else.
No, he's saying, why didn't we fix the 30% and give us only 70% to do?
No, it's just מלמטה למעלה מלמעלה למטה, כאילו לכאורה עצמו מסתבר that the higher part of the last part suf will be נתקן and
well, how can you fix something when there's nothing there? The base, the first is a base.
No,
how do you build a building? Think of it.
That was my question.
Think of it as a building.
No?
Think of a building. Yeah. Think of a building. You want the Eibishter to fix the top part of the building.
If the top part of the building, in fact, okay, the point was if the top 30% is the cleverest in inverted commas, so that is l'chora the most likely part of the binyan to be musukah, because
you don't make sense. How can you fix the top without the bottom? Nobody does it. Right? You fix the base first, and then you fix the top. That's like it is, right?
That's the beginning.
What
do you mean?
Rishonis, Keter, Chochma, Bina. That's the top of the building, right?
No, that's
the
bottom of the
Come on. You're doing this to my picture. Come on, it's ridiculous, right? This is Keter Chochma Bin. You're putting the bar. Come on, everybody knows.
But you see, we work from the top here.
What?
We didn't start to be masbir nu kaza ima abba arich atik. We start with atik. We start with the top.
What do you mean? Working with the Parsuvim She'elyonim, the second is...
Otzrot Chaim is upside down. Shaar atik, Shaar Arich. Should be opposite.
Yeah, but again, you're working with the Birurim here. The Birurim is mamish what makes the world. What makes the world.
Okay, it's just, okay. It wasn't the cash. It was.
No, but what I told you is it's very, very important to understand, because that is everything that we're doing. The Zayin Malochim constitutes everything that you see in this world. There's nothing but them.
Yeah, there is that.
I don't think you know that.
No, yeah.
You know that? You don't know. He doesn't know.
No, he's happy with that. His question was, why? What do we do?
I told you, if you understand the Zayin Malochim are responsible for everything in this world, doesn't mean to say, we make Shamayim V'Oretz and the sun and the moon, everything is talking about. Shena upstairs, yeah, the gar is all good, yeah, you fix the 30%, the top part, and this world is still evolved.
So you want the opposite.
It won't help us.
You want the opposite. You want a world which is good, but no sun, no moon, and no shamayim. But what do you get?
At least better. At least you can stand on something when you stand at quicksand.
Okay.
Right.
Say that.
All right. No, the point is, this is the way it's must be. You have to start the ball rolling. And that's the marshal they gave. In order you have to put the vac into place. That's the basis, the roots, the binyan as it's called. And then we come on and then we start doing that with the Shaar.
Yeah, why do you call the vac the binyan?
That's it. That's the binyan. That's the kakois of the world.
But the vac is a toilod of the Gimel Rishonim. So if you don't have the Gimel Rishonim, you did.
Look at the Adam. What's the netzach about? That's his legs. That's the basis of a person. That's what keep a person standing. The netzach is the right leg.
If you got a person he need to have surgery, or you cut his head or his leg. What do you prefer?
No, it's more choshev. I don't know what's more choshev, what's not more choshev. The point is, you want a working being, you have to have legs.
Yeah.
So that's it. You have to start with the legs.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Weiter. Now, the Elohim continue stay dadim behema omdim lemata etzel haragloim. Now, this is very interesting musik. Very, very interesting musik. Now, this pereck is something interesting. Okay, now this netzach and hod that we find but Arich is going down to Bria, right?
What game was this?
1 second.
Like this.
See? We have...
That's the head.
Here, look, what's wrong with my picture here?
No, where him was coming to this?
Here, wait, 1 second, let me be Masbir, 1 second. Here, look at the picture. Look at the grey part here, the netzach and hod. See the netzach and hod?
Grey?
The netzach and hod. Okay, here's the netzach and here's the hod. Netzach and hod, right? Now, look on the side, it's called Olam HaBriya. These are into the Olam HaBriya. These are like the dadim of a behemoth, meaning that if you look at the dadim, when a behemoth is walking, its dadim hang down to its legs. Okay? And a behemoth, a calf, will go underneath the behemoth and be yonik from that. Okay, we'll see that all the partsufim, Hagam, that they are built in Atzilus, will all have to go down at one point, down into Bria. They start in Atzilus, interesting, they go down into Bria, into Bria, yoinik from Atik, and then they come back up. All the partsufim are doimit to mamish of Vlad. There's 3 stages in the growth of a Vlad. There's the stage of Ibul, which is the Ibul, a small child, and then goes into a stage of Yenika, nursing, and the 3rd stage is Gadlus. It's Gadlus. That's when he gets an intellect. It's Bar Mitzvah. It's Baal Das. So in the stage of Ibul, it's in the world of Atzilus. That's when he's born. And then it's going to drop down. When he finally gets to the stage of Yenika, when he needs to nurse from its mother, he goes down into the world of Atik, which is the mother of all Patsufim, which starts everything off, goes into the world of Brias, Yoinik from there, and from there, once after the Yenika stage, then it'll go back up to get the stage, its final stage of Gadlus. That's what he says over here. That this netzach on hold that we spoke about, Eluhem kedinyon shtei dadim shel be'im shel omdim lemata le'etzel ha'raglaim. Asher kol elu b'chinos shel ari v'aba v'ima v'zon כשהם נתקנים בעץ עד שניצלו היו למטה בבריאה, they would go down into בריאה, והתחילו לעלות, then they would come back and be yoinik from ויונקו בתחילוס בבחינס דדי בהמה, which we're calling כביוכל, this is the part of Atik, ואחר כך הגדילו יוסף ינקו מדדי אודו. Then at that point, once they've gone through the Yenika stage, this preliminary Yenika stage of Atik, then they finally go up back into their appropriate Partsufim, which is higher up in the world of Atzilus, and then they finish off the Yenika stage over there. Okay, over there we'll see that more about it in Drush Zah. So don't worry, this concept is going to come back over and over again. Now, this is what I wanted to tell you, the Kerem Shlomo. Kerem Shlomo says that there's two worlds. There's two worlds, a world called Ben, a world called Ma. Meaning that the world of Atzilus is connected Ma, the Havaya of Ma, which is the Ma means Gematria 45, and the world of Atzilus, of Bria, is connected the Shem Ben, the holy name of Ben, 52, which is Ben. Now, the Bria, which is connected to Shem Ben, is Begematria Behema. And Atzilus, which is connected Ma, is connected Gematria, connected the Gematria of, which is the Gematria of Odom. So that's why
Atzilus Odom?
Atzilus is connected to Ma. Connected Ma, which is Gematria of Odom. 45.
Yeah, Atzilus, Ma is Odom.
Ma, right. So we have Ma, which is first we start with the Bria, which is Ben, which is the Gematria of Behema. That's the Dode Behema. Then you have Dode Odom, which is an Atzilus, which is connected, which is the Atzilus connected to the word Ma.
See, Dode Odom means Dode in the cave.
Yeah.
Or Bechal Dode.
No, yeah.
We're not
Megashim here, but it's usually the Ima which is uniting.
Well, shouldn't that make an African? That's all.
Now, the other question is Taka, why do the Partsufim have to go down? Why Taka do the Partsufim have to go down? If a Partsuf is already up there in Atzilus, why should it go down? So I found various terutzim in the Kabbalah. Pischei Sha'arim, he says in Ois Yud, She'atik choshuv kirotzon Hashem. When Atik is Taka, which is the basis of all Partsufim, everything comes down from Atik, it's considered the Rotzon of Hashem. The Rotzon Hashem. And therefore, since every Partzuf has to have a connection to the Rotzon Hashem, that's why it has to go down and be yoinik. Since the Dadim are there anyways, therefore it has to go down and be yoinik from that place where you have to be yoinik. That's why the Partzuf have to go down.
Why do you go down? Which Partzuf?
All the Partzuf we're going to see from now on. Alright? Abba Ve'ima.
Arich. From down to...
They start in Atzilus. These Partzufim. Again, I told you, remember, all the tikkun have been done already. All the Shivrei Kelim are gone up, and they're all in Atzilus. And they're all coming to the Shivrei Kelim, and now they're restored to what they were. To have Esses Firas.
So what's wrong?
And now, we're going to develop another parts of Kesser is now going to develop into the parts of Atik. Atik, the two legs of Atik go into Bria. They go back into Bria. Now, Arich is going to go down to Bria as well. All the other Partzufim, which we're finished with Bria L'chol. So we're answering why we're going back into Bria in order to have a shaychus with the Rotzon Hashem, because the Rotzon Hashem is coming via this Partzuf called Atik. And since the only way to be yoinik is to go to the Mokum Yenika, the Mokum Yenika is in Bria, that's why they have to have a connection to this. That's why they have to go into Bria.
What is B'tchei Chochma?
B'tchei Chochma is in, here, this Shaar, Arich. It's called Nesiv Shaar, and Ois Beis. The Kerem Shlomo gives a different shot. In Ois Aleph here, he writes that Kol HaPartzufim yesh lahem shoresh neshomas be'atik, mimele hem yonkim sham blios mekusha im shoresh neshomas lahem. That all of them, the Atik is, like we said, the fault of all Partzufim. Everybody has a shoresh there, therefore they have to follow suit. Everything that Atik does, there is kesimen overs, masim overs, simen leboni. They have to do exactly. And there's another tam, which I saw in the 23 Chaim, he brings down, the Partzufim yodim lebia, kevan she'en koach lisbol et hashefa de'atzilus. That's why they go down, a different reason. because they start off all the Partzuf and they're created in the world of Atzilus, which is complete Elokus, but they find it too difficult to sustain themselves in the world of Atzilus, and therefore they slowly go down, get a bit of momentum, get themselves, they start getting themselves stronger, and then they can come back into the world of Atzilus. Okay, so let's move on back. So a few more minutes. Yesod shel Atik. I really thought we finished the next pereck as well. But it's going much slower. Yesod shel Atik Yomim. The Yesod Atik Yomim hu mitlabish toch tiferes de Arich ad hachazah shel Arich v'sham hu mistayim. So let's go back to this picture again. So what do we see from this picture? The Yesod de Atik. Where can we point out the Yesod de Atik? That's right in the middle. So the Atik. So what's Malbish Yesod de Atik? Look at the red. The red is Parshas Arich. Tiferes is Malbish the Yesod de Atik. And there, that's where Atik stops. So Atik stops as far as Atik stops. And therefore Yesod de Arich, there's no halbasha. We're going to speak about that as well. There's no halbasha on the Yesod de Arich whatsoever. With that key, Yesod de Atik Yomim yesh bo chasodim v'gvuos. Chamisha chasodim, chamisha gvos. You understand that this is what we mean by. This is very important to speak about. We're going to have to speak about this as well. About the chug. Chug is what we call the mayim hamigadim mitzeiram. Now, what is the yesod of yesod? How does these partzufim grow? What makes them grow? What nurtures these partzufim? This is what we call chasodim and gvos. This is what we call the mayim hamigadim partzufim, mayim hamigadim mitzeiram, and they come out from where? From the yesod of the partzuf. And from this Yesod, the mispashet invited into the rest of the partzuf. So they call something called the Shosha Chug, and the Ispashtus of Chug, which we're going to have to speak about more next time we meet. So, it's Hashem, we'll continue next time.
Okay.